Within such a small space, Li Tianwang couldn't use his high-speed movement and had to take my punch head-on. Bang! He caught my fist with one hand. I was unscathed, but he was shaken backward, face pale, blood flowing more from his mouth. The catching hand also started trembling. Yet, he remained composed. My eyes burned with determination, and I was almost certain of what I suspected. Li Tianwang stared at me and said, 3 moves done, now I summoned the 7 treasure exquisite pagoda. The treasure tower in his hands suddenly glowed. He chanted a spell, and the pagoda began to emit spiritual light. The pagoda had 7 layers, each with tiny doors and windows, small but fully functional. As the chant finished, the door on the 5th level slowly opened, golden light flashing, and a powerful suction force surged out. It was an astonishing sight. Many demon immortals retreated in fear. The demon soldiers were startled as well. The immortals and the 30,000 heavenly soldiers, however, became extraordinarily excited. My eyes flickered. Facing the already cast pagoda spell, I took the initiative to charge forward. Li Tianwang's eyes narrowed, his face changing drastically. The pagoda door shot out a beam of golden light. Before I could react, the surroundings shifted, and I, who was suspended mid-air, was suddenly teleported inside a spacious tower chamber. Outside, demon immortals shouted, "No good, the demon lord has been absorbed into the pagoda. I heard once you're inside, you can't come out. In 3 days, you turn into blood. The demon lord's fate is grim, and the demon realm is in peril. Demon lord! Demon lord! Daddy!" Together with the shouts of the 35,000 demon soldiers and fox cub, I remained expressionless, scanning my surroundings. My eyes ached. I snorted coldly and waved my hand. The remaining demonic aura inside me gathered in my palm and swiftly transformed into chains of demon aura. My dark magic power boiled, and I swung the aura chains with all my might. Boom! 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 The chains kept smashing against the surrounding walls. At first, the wall was solid, but after a few hits, it began to warp and crack, and the decorations inside the room started falling apart. My gaze was firm as I kept hammering relentlessly. Boom! A hole appeared in the wall. Another strike, and the hole widened, causing the entire room to shake. I quickly connected to the thunderstrike bamboo and slipped out through the hole. In an instant, time seemed to freeze, and an eerie silence fell. All the immortals, demons, heavenly soldiers, and demonic warriors were stunned. Did he really escape from the Linglong Tower? Impossible. No one has ever escaped. 30,000 heavenly soldiers and immortals were shocked, some faces suddenly pale. The demon immortals and demonic soldiers, meanwhile, were wildly excited. The pagoda-bearing heavenly king's face turned grave and then darkened rapidly. Long Shiba, you? I swung the demonic energy chains, wrapping them tightly around my fist. This technique amplified the damage of my punches 5-fold. Charging forward, the pagoda-bearing heavenly king stayed composed, but his eyes grew icier by the second. Capture him! I growled low, and the fine threads around me snapped tight. The king couldn't dodge no matter what he tried. I punched out. He blocked with one hand, but with a loud boom, he was knocked back 3 meters as if hitting a wall. Since I had tightened the circle, this confined space was where my unbreakable demonic technique reached its peak. Put! The king clutched his chest, coughing blood, face pale as death. His blocking hand was swollen red and dented, probably several bones broken. Not giving him a chance to recover, I hammered more punches. His gaze turned colder still, he cast a protective aura. I struck once, and the aura flickered slightly. The second punch deformed the aura. By the third, there was a loud bang, the protective aura shattered. I delivered a 4th punch, sending him flying back another 3 meters. As he fell backward, I swiftly grabbed the 7 treasures Linglong Tower he was holding. The pagoda-bearing heavenly king's face turned ashen. I stared at him, saying, "Kingly, Long Shiba isn't so easily fooled." Under the astonished eyes of the immortals and heavenly soldiers, I squeezed hard. Legendary 7 treasures Linglong Tower cracked loudly, instantly deformed, then exploded into pieces, scattering everywhere. The battlefield fell deadly silent. Immortals, heavenly soldiers, demonic warriors, even demon immortals, were utterly shocked. Ma Yu's eyes were wide open. And even the little fox was stunned. The pagoda-bearing heavenly king's expression darkened, but he remained composed, as if still in control. Long Shiba, you saw through me? I thought I had no flaws. How did you find out? How did you know my 7 treasures Linglong Tower was fake? He asked repeatedly. My swift combo attack clearly caught him off guard. First, before you came through the demon realm gate, someone mentioned you seemed off, I told him. Oh? Who mentioned that? His expression shifted. That, I won't tell you. I deliberately kept it secret to protect the little fox's identity. He seemed to listen carefully. Second, at first I didn't suspect anything, you performed perfectly. But when I punched you back, I grew suspicious. Pagoda-bearing Heavenly King couldn't withstand one punch? That's not normal, I said. He glanced at me. Maybe you're just that strong. No self-deception, I know I'm no match for you, and I wouldn't be confident throwing that punch, I replied. His face changed, a hint of respect showed. Good, you know your limits. That's rare, and no wonder your cultivation has advanced so quickly. He continued, you're clever for spotting the fake. But how can you be sure it was fake? What if you hadn't dodged and got trapped by the real tower? Curious, he asked. I took a gamble, I said, locking eyes with him. At life or death moments, I bet you used the fake tower, and I was right. I easily broke your illusion. Interesting. You dared to bet on me, and won? His expression flickered. You're all fakes. Who would bring the real tower? Even you don't believe in it, I said coldly. Besides, when she said not to use the 7 treasures Linglong Tower within 3 moves, I became suspicious. Ha, I didn't expect to fall to you. The king laughed, then shifted tone, your only mistake. You're not the real pagoda-bearing Heavenly King, but a clone, right? I cut him off. His expression changed, surprised. You're betting again? No. I'm drawing conclusions. Someone said you were strange, but no one said you weren't the king. Need I explain? I continued. He remained calm, which proved he was indeed a clone. Correct. I am only a clone now, he admitted. Those words made the immortals and heavenly soldiers grimace, while the demon immortals and warriors grew even more excited. You saw through me? That surprises me. But my true body is still in the immortal realm. If I were to take something, I would come to the demon realm myself. You'll see my real form soon enough and witness the true 7-treasure exquisite pagoda. The clone said calmly. I smiled slightly, narrowing my eyes as I retorted, Li Tianwang, isn't fooling me once with a fake pagoda enough? I've confessed already, do you still dare to deceive me? That's hardly honorable. Do you really think I don't know about your true body disappearing with 36 others in the Demon Sea? My words made Li Tianwan's expression change sharply. His usually calm face showed panic for the first time, a bit embarrassed, but he quickly returned to his cold demeanor. Long Shiba, what 36 people are you talking about? I don't understand. That's fine. Since you don't understand, I can explain it to you clearly. I stared him down, stepping closer. I'd been wondering where you and those 36 vanished in the Demon Sea. I even guessed maybe you all returned to the immortal realm. Only just now, when I realized you're just a clone, did I understand that not only did those 36 disappear, but your true body vanished too. How can the real Li Tianwang and 36 immortals just have gone back to the immortal realm? Go on, Li Tianwang said grimly, staring at me. I also want to tell you, last time when you forced me to flee into the Demon Sea, I didn't enter through the Demon Realm's gate. Not through the Demon Realm gate? Then, his expression shifted immediately, words slipping out before he could stop them. That's right. I came in through a spatial rift. You and those 36 also went in through there. You know that path better than I do, don't you? I said coldly, tell me honestly, what were you trying to do sneaking into the demon realm with 36 immortals like a delaying tactic? My whole body radiated killing intent. I suspected Li Tianwan wanted to catch the third empress off guard with a surprise attack. Li Tianwan was bold and unpredictable. Luckily, my little fox warned me, or I really would have been fooled. But he knew about the spatial rift connecting to the demon realm, something even I found hard to believe. Who told him? Could it be the Bellmaster? Li Tianwan's face darkened as he refused to answer. He just snorted, Long Shiba, since you know my whereabouts, why waste time with me? No, I'm not wasting time, I said, closing in. Oof. You want to take out my clone first to crush the morale of 3/10,000 heavenly soldiers? Li Tianwang said calmly. I have clones as numerous as the hairs on your body, take down as many as you want. But my true body will come find you personally. His words dripped with threat. Li Tianwan, you're mistaken. You're only a clone. I have no interest in wasting time killing copies. I shook my head. Then what do you want? He frowned. Capturing you alive using this clone. I attacked suddenly, a large palm aimed at him. This clone was very useful for locating Li Tianwang's true form. It also let the little fox sense his true position in the demon realm. Maybe he was still wandering in the spatial rift, lost like I was with Zhang Zhoshuan, or maybe he had reached the death valley of the demon realm. But I knew his true purpose was far from what he showed. Li Tianwang sneered and regained his composure as I attacked. Long Shiba, you've surprised me more than once. But do you really think you can catch my clone? My clone, huh? I shifted my hand into a sword shape, releasing the yang energy within me to shoot at a vital point. He never finished speaking, frozen in place. I knew this immobilization wouldn't work on his true body, but it was enough against a clone. Bind him. I chanted a spell. The fine threads of energy around him transformed into demonic essence, tightening quickly like a second skin. Casting another spell, the demonic energy shrank smaller and smaller until it was fist-sized. Then I grabbed the clone tightly. He struggled, breaking free of the immobilization easily. He was skilled. He roared angrily, Long Shiba, how dare you capture my clone? Release me, or when my true body finds you, I will imprison you in the 7-treasure exquisite pagoda, turning you into blood and water. You hear that, Long Shiba? He fumed and fought, desperately looking for an escape, but the demonic energy held firm. Unless I let him go, he wouldn't get out. Li Tianwang, spare me the trouble. I'll come find you myself, I said coldly, stuffing the ball of demonic essence into my pocket. At that moment, the gate to the demon realm fell into eerie silence. All the immortals and heavenly soldiers were stunned. After all, they had witnessed me capture Li Tianwang's clone effortlessly. Though only a clone, it was a massive blow to their pride. Morale instantly plummeted. The immortal soldiers refused to believe such a sudden setback. Demon Lord, you're incredible. Demon Lord, you're amazing. Over 30,000 demon soldiers below erupted in excitement. A few hundred demon immortals hovering above were also thrilled. Demon, you sighed deeply. The little fox's face was full of smiles. Seeing the demon realm's morale soar, I immediately said to Mayua, this part is yours now. I can't stay any longer. After I captured Li Tianwang the pagoda bearer, the immortals' morale plummeted, and the demon realm began gaining the upper hand. But gaining the upper hand doesn't mean they'll win. The battlefield shifts in an instant, every second counts. I couldn't see how it would end, so I had to leave it to them. I needed to deliver the elixir to the third empress. The third empress was in grave danger now. Li Tianwang's plan had succeeded halfway, ostensibly launching a large assault on the demon realm to distract attention, while secretly making a sneak attack. He was cunning, no doubt. At least he held me up for a long time. But I gained leverage. They now had a weak spot I could exploit. Lord of Demons, rest assured. Mayue nodded in response. I looked at the demon immortals. Lord of Demons, rest assured. They replied in unison. Then at the demon soldiers below. More than 30,000 demon soldiers shouted together, Lord of Demons, rest assured. We will drive them out of the demon realm's gates. Their voices thundered across the battlefield. Morale was soaring. The heavenly soldiers and immortals looked grim. Good. The demon realm relies on you all. I nodded. The outcome of this fight rested on them. I yelled, Thunderstrike Bamboo. Immediately, the Thunderstrike Bamboo transformed into a broadsword, carrying me toward the little fox. I asked, Mayuat, during the time I'm gone, any problems near the prison? The demon mother is guarding there. No problem, Mayue replied. Got it. I nodded. Has the demon emperor's primordial spirit appeared? No. I had set a deadly formation around the prison, so the demon emperor's primordial spirit dared not show itself lightly. But news of the immortals attacking the demon realm had spread throughout it. Would the demon emperor's primordial spirit seize this chaos to strike the third empress? Knowing his cunning, very likely. On the other side were the real Li Tianwang and 36 immortals. Looks like I'll have to race them. I swiftly flew downward, the little fox hopping on with a demon bone in hand. Long Shiba, don't even think about escaping. Long Shiba. Hundreds of immortals in the sky furiously chased us, but I ignored them. Besides, Mayue and the others were already deep in battle. Roars like tiger cries deafened. The sound of breaking the air intensified as I fixed my gaze toward the prison. Third Empress, I'm bringing the elixir back. Successfully handing over the battlefield, I left the demon realm's gate and continued flying on Thunderstrike Bamboo, entrusting Li Tianwang's clone to the little fox. I hoped to quickly locate Li Tianwang's real body. The little fox held the clone with closed eyes, sensing it, then nodded and said, Daddy, it's ready. I carefully put the clone away again. This was the key to dealing with Li Tianwang. If the clone was this strong, the real one would be even harder to deal with. Especially that 7 treasures exquisite pagoda, I had to be extra cautious. That spell made the clone feel imprisoned. If trapped for real, the consequences would be unthinkable. I wondered if Li Tianwang really used the 7 treasures exquisite pagoda. Should I run immediately? That thought made my decision difficult. The immortal realm's treasures are diverse and unpredictable. I sighed. The flight back took nearly 10 days. I sat cross-legged on the sword, doing my best to keep my energy full, because a life-or-death battle was coming. Everything went smoothly, and we arrived near Death Valley. I had Thunderstrike Bamboo pause a moment, but the little fox shook its head. Daddy, Li Tianwang isn't here. Did he just appear here? I asked. No, the little fox said firmly. My eyes flickered. Could it be that Li Tianwang, when entering, had encountered an unexpected event just like me and got teleported somewhere else? If he was sent near the demon realm's edge, that would be fine. But if straight to the center, it would be trouble. Either way, I needed to return quickly. As long as the third empress could recover, the rest could be solved. Thunderstrike Bamboo broke through the air again. This time she rested only once halfway. I felt sorry for her. She knew how desperate I was, yet stubbornly persevered. The path was clear, but the deeper I went, the more something felt off about the demon realm. It was very different from when I left over a year ago. When encountering demon immortals and soldiers, they were all polite, and the surface appeared calm, but I sensed underground currents swirling. I couldn't quite pinpoint the problem. This put me on high alert. Could the demon emperor's primordial spirit be pulling strings in secret? I was fully alert. After 10 days, Thunderstrike Bamboo brought me safely near the heavenly prison. I finally breathed a sigh of relief. I was about to see the third empress. Suddenly, my face changed dramatically. A layer of eerie black mist hovered over the heavenly prison in the distance. What was going on? I stared closely, a sinking feeling hitting my heart, horror rising. The deadly formation I set outside the heavenly prison had been broken? Daddy, something's wrong over there, the little fox said nervously. I know. Thunderstrike Bamboo, hurry. I growled. Thunderstrike Bamboo instantly broke through the air toward the prison. At that moment, a voice rang out, Demon Lord? A flash of lightning burst through the clouds, taking the form of a graceful woman, the Demon Mother. She also called me Demon Lord, a hint of joy shining in her eyes. The Demon Mother guards the sky prison, while Demon Yu manages the outer edges of the demon realm. She asked in puzzlement, Demon Lord, why are you in such a hurry? The sky prison has been calm all along. A heavier weight pressed down on my heart. She hadn't lied. The fact that someone had broken through the formation I set without the Demon Mother noticing meant one thing. This person's power had to be incredibly high. My ultimate array has been broken, I said. What? Impossible. I've been guarding here the whole time. The Demon Mother was shocked. She hurriedly examined the area but found no clue. This person's powers are vast, that's why you never noticed, I said coldly. Who is it? The Demon Mother asked anxiously. Likely to Oda Li Tianwang. I narrowed my eyes, knowing the Demon Emperor wouldn't have this ability. Is it him? The Demon Mother was startled, her eyes full of unease. Tuota Li Tianwang's name also carried great terror in her ears. Exactly. He sneaked into the sky prison? I thought he was attacking the gate of the demon realm? The situation is complicated, it's hard to explain now. But no matter what, he's back first. I must see him today. My gaze flickered. Could the third Princess Empress have been? The Demon Mother's eyes went wide. I said coldly, if he truly harmed the third Princess Empress, even if it's Li Tianwang or Zhang Tianwan, I will kill him with everything I have. Demon Mother, no need to come with me. I'll go in alone. I ordered Lei Jizhu to keep flying. Third Princess Empress, please don't be in danger. I'm heading out tomorrow, so just one update today. I'll reach the location by 7 or 8 tomorrow night. Tomorrow's update depends on the situation. The Demon Mother hesitated for a moment, then nodded reluctantly. All right. Judging from her expression, even she was powerless against the broken formation. She asked, should I call the Demon Immortals for backup? Most Demon Immortals had gone to support the gate of the demon realm, and those who could be summoned wouldn't be enough to stop Tuota Li Tianwang. If the Seven Treasures' exquisite pagoda appears, the demon realm will suffer heavy losses. The celestial realm's attack on the demon realm has begun, we must conserve our strength. Forget it, no need, I said. The sword blade of Lei Jizhu emitted a golden-green glow as it swiftly brought me closer to the sky prison. The Demon Mother hovered anxiously in midair, waiting with tension. I instinctively glanced at her, my expression shifting slightly. A sudden question popped into my mind, but I said nothing. My eyes fixed intently on the ultimate formation I personally set, my hand pressing on the array. The familiar fluctuations came from the formation, yet it felt old, powerless, and strange. The entire formation remained intact, but one spot had been opened like a door. My ultimate array was a Baisho legacy, incredibly powerful and battle-tested many times. This time, my once invincible formation actually failed. I suffered a crushing defeat. Without breaking the formation, Someone managed to slip through it as easily as tearing a tense fabric. What does that mean? I knew instantly it was Li Tianwang, the pagoda-holding Heavenly King. He was likely an expert in formations or possessed an artifact capable of disrupting them. Otherwise, how could my ultimate formation be as fragile as paper? This Li Tianwan was no ordinary foe. Since he was sent to the demon realm, he must be carrying some celestial artifact granted by the Jade Emperor. The Jade Emperor was truly determined to wipe out the demon realm. I had to prepare for the worst. The formation shimmered slightly. As its master, I passed through smoothly and entered the heavenly prison. My mood was heavy. I should have been excited to return, especially since I was bringing back an immortal elixir. The third imperial princess had waited over 2 years. Finally, she had hope of salvation. But Li Tianwan's sudden appearance disrupted everything. Panic filled my heart. Inside the prison, there were no prisoners, and eerie silence hung in the air. I asked the little fox if she could sense anything. As soon as she entered, senses alert, she seemed startled. 10 seconds later, "Daddy, it looks like no one's here anymore." No one? I was shocked. Could Li Tianwang already have taken the third imperial princess and escaped? Was the heavenly prison now empty? They infiltrated the demon realm successfully, finished their business, and left so quickly? So swiftly, without any messiness? I asked how many presences she sensed. 37. That means Li Tianwang is here. I had to chase after them. I was determined to rescue the princess at all costs. If there were only one presence, it would be the demon emperor's primal spirit. Then I would have dug through the ground looking for that spirit. 3 seconds later the little fox added, "Actually, it seems more like the residual presence of 3 people. 3 people? I was dumbfounded. Both my assumptions were wrong. Lei Jiju, move quickly, I urged sharply. The little fox transformed into her fox form and slipped into my pocket. Lei Jiju sprinted with all his might, carrying me deep into the prison, slicing through the night sky. I radiated demonic chi to protect myself and the little fox. Lei Jiju reached the waiting place for the princess and company, but I was dumbstruck. There was nothing on the ground. Updates will resume as normal tomorrow. I refused to give up. I dug deeply, searching everywhere, but there was no sign of the princess. She had been taken away. The little fox stood stunned. Lei Jiju's fury overflowed. I couldn't accept it. I had risked everything sneaking through the southern heaven gate into the celestial realm, barely escaping death. I hurried back to the demon realm, stopping only once on the way. Why? So the third imperial princess could heal, regain her soul, and return to peak strength. I felt everything she had endured, from sympathy to actively helping her. We became friends. The connection was subtle. I felt like I had known her before. Someone who once saved my life, I must repay her kindness. That was my vow. But at the last step, she was snatched by an enemy as relentless as Cheng Yaojin, throwing everything into chaos. I staggered with anger, but 10 seconds later, I calmed down, a blaze reigniting in my eyes. There's no corpse here. That means she's still alive. Now, I must fight desperately to save her. This hope I've carried all along must be fulfilled by my own hands. Fueled with determination, I set off again. She had waited in this heavenly prison for over 2 years, finally seeing someone enter, full of hope only to realize it wasn't me. I could deeply empathize with the third imperial princess's disappointment back then. I immediately asked the little fox if she could use her sensing ability to pinpoint the princess's exact location. Because I sensed the residual presence of 3 individuals, I couldn't be certain Li Tianwan was really the one acting, nor whether or not to pursue the celestial realm direction. The princess's life depended on extreme caution. Choosing the wrong direction would mean certain death. Daddy, wait. I'll try sensing, the little fox said vigilantly, understanding how perilous the situation was, and immediately concentrated her full effort. She circled the places where the princess had stayed before, then closed her eyes. 10 minutes passed with no response. Half an hour went by, still no signal. 3 hours later, the little fox remained silent. Her strength was draining, her spiritual energy nearly depleted, yet she continued to persevere. Anxious to the point of shattering inside, I didn't pressure her. This kind of thing couldn't be rushed. Those 3 hours, I wasn't idle. I hastily cast a divination, but it wasn't thorough enough, and the outcome was strange. I still needed the little fox's sensing result to determine whether the reading was reliable. 5 hours later, the little fox finally opened her bloodshot eyes, utterly exhausted and near fainting. Weakly, she said, "Daddy, I know where the third imperial princess is now." I hurriedly caught her. Her speech was slurred. It was miraculous she had lasted this long. "Little one, tell me quickly. Is the princess still in the demon realm?" My divination barely showed she was still in the demon realm. The direction was reversed, it wasn't toward the celestial realm but deeper into the demon realm. Decoding the omen took 3 hours, and the result shocked me. If it was Li Tianwang, he should have taken her back to the celestial realm to report. Why was she in the depths of the demon realm instead? This rules out the possibility of the pagoda-bearing Heavenly King. The suspicion now leans toward the Demon Emperor's primal spirit. But there is only one Demon Emperor primal spirit, how could there be the aura of 3 people? This overturns my previous deductions. I began to suspect that someone else might have abducted the 3rd Princess Emperor. This divination puzzled me for hours, my mind was in complete chaos. The little fox weakly raised a finger, pointing in a direction. Daddy, the 3rd Princess Emperor is really deep within the demon realm. I took a deep breath and said, my calculations match yours, she's at the end of the demon realm. What do you think? The little fox nodded, like you, I also believe she's at the edge of the demon realm. Daddy, sorry, I'm so sleepy, she said, then fainted. I was stunned and hurriedly used demon-demon hybrid energy to heal her, only then did her aura stabilize. I placed her inside my pocket to rest. Sir, what do we do now? Lei Jiju asked. Let's go, we need to get out first. I said, I had to ask the Demon Queen what exactly was happening at the edge of the demon realm. Lei Jiju quickly led me out of the prison cell. The Demon Queen saw my empty hands and pale face and looked visibly worried. Demon Lord, could it be that the Princess Emperor? She's been kidnapped, I said coldly. The Demon Queen shook her head, nearly fainting. I've been here the whole time, not leaving even a step. I don't know what happened, and I haven't seen anyone leave. She appeared frantic and at a loss. I immediately reached out and held her, calming her down. Don't panic. After all, our lives are bound together. I trust you. That enemy is very powerful. It's understandable you didn't notice. But I didn't come empty-handed. I've already confirmed the 3rd Princess Emperor is right at the end of the demon realm. The Demon Queen anxiously asked, Demon Lord, was the Princess Emperor taken out of the demon realm by the pagoda-bearing Heavenly King, on her way to report to the Jade Emperor in the celestial realm? I shook my head. No, the 3rd Princess Emperor is still in the demon realm, right at its end. The Demon Queen nearly widened her eyes in shock. Demon Lord, you must be joking. How could the Princess Emperor be at the edge of the demon realm? I spoke seriously, I'm not sure of the exact reasons, but that's where she is. Now tell me about the situation at the edge of the demon realm, don't leave out any details, speak quickly. The Demon Queen was silent for 20 seconds, confirming I wasn't joking, then took a deep breath to gather her thoughts. She contemplated for 3 minutes, occasionally showing a pained expression that unsettled me. Finally, she spoke, Demon Lord, the edge of the demon realm is the #1 forbidden zone. I don't know much, only the Realm Lord has the authority to enter. My expression changed, I understood that her earlier silence was due to limited knowledge. Grasping at all she knew, she finally told everything to the letter. So that means only the Demon Emperor and the 3rd Princess Emperor have been there? I asked. That's probably the case, but I'm not sure if they brought anyone else inside, the Demon Queen replied. Over the years, have there been any rumors about the edge of the demon realm? I continued. It was true that legends in the demon realm said the Empress who disappeared 6,000 years ago had been killed by the Demon Emperor. The Demon Queen fell into troubled thought again, struggling to answer. There are all kinds of rumors without basis. Some say the edge of the demon realm is its boundary, others say it's a prime spot for seclusion and cultivation, filled with rare demonic flowers and herbs intended for the Demon Emperor and Empress's training. Some even claim the edge of the demon realm might be a passage to other realms, which is why it's a forbidden zone. My expression darkened, the last rumor seemed credible. Is that other realm the celestial realm? The Demon Queen shook her head. I don't know that. The human realm, demon realm, and celestial realm are the 3 realms, but no one knows if there's anything beyond them. The underworld and Hades might actually count as a 4th realm. I understand, I said. True or not, I have to act now and track her down. Demon Queen, don't stay here, mobilize all the demon immortals immediately, prepare to resist the celestial realm's invasion. I ordered. If Demon Moon has already driven 30,000 heavenly soldiers out of the demon realm, the first battle is won. But this is only the beginning. Soon, the celestial realm will assemble its powerful experts for a decisive battle against the demon realm. This will be the real life or death struggle. As the Demon Lord, I bear great responsibility. I must prepare for the worst. Understood, Demon Lord, rest assured. I will mobilize all demon immortals, whether in seclusion or hiding, they must come out. The survival of the demon realm depends on it, the Demon Queen promised resolutely. Let's go, Lei Jiju, take me to the edge of the demon realm. I will personally rescue the 3rd Princess Emperor. I commanded. Right. Lei Jiju answered, the sword gleaming with a golden green light, vibrating vigorously. At that moment, the Demon Queen seemed hesitant to speak. I said, Demon Queen, speak openly, we don't need to hide anything from each other. When I entered the prison, I already had my doubts but didn't dare voice them. After all, the Demon Queen had been diligent and loyal, powerless against a formidable enemy. The Demon Queen hesitated for 3 seconds. I truly didn't detect anything unusual, Demon Lord. You must believe me on this. All right, I trust you. Keep talking, tell me everything you know, I said. The Thunderstrike bamboo sword still trembled in my hand but had momentarily stopped. Only then did the Demon Mother relax. I dreamed last night that the formation you set up shifted. My expression darkened. Go on. After waking, I checked the formation but found nothing wrong. Thought it was just a nervous dream. Now, I think we might have been hit by an illusion. The Demon Mother sounded frightened. Maybe. A chill ran through me. Her cultivation was modest, yet she failed to notice anything unusual. That meant whoever took the third Empress Princess acted with great subtlety, casting spells on the Demon Mother first. That also explained why she was so confused afterward. Do you remember how the formation moved? I asked. She thought for a moment. It shifted gently, like ripples in water, and I heard faint voices. It sounded like someone saying, this formation doesn't belong to the 3 realms. Not part of the 3 realms? I frowned. All 10 of my absolute formations were created by Zhang Baisui. No one had ever seen them. That might explain why someone mistook it as not belonging to the 3 realms. But if they'd never seen the formation before, how could it be broken so easily? Things were getting more complicated. Anything else? I stared toward the distant formation. The sting of failure fueled my desire to find the mastermind behind this. No, the Demon Mother said, racking her brain. Got it, I said. Thunderstrike bamboo, move. I commanded. Thunderstrike bamboo swiftly flew with me toward the edge of the demon realm. The Demon Mother flew off in another direction. Along the way, Thunderstrike bamboo suddenly spoke up. Sir, this is just a guess, don't take it seriously. Say it. My attention sharpened. No matter how powerful your formation is, it shouldn't break so easily. Maybe the enemy had seen your 10 absolute formations before, studied them thoroughly, and therefore figured out how to break them, she suggested. My face changed. Suddenly, everything clicked. Keep going. After all, the formations were learned from Zhang Baisui's ancient book. Someone might have read that book long ago, she reasoned. Could be, I nodded. And, about the Demon Mother saying the formation didn't belong to the 3 realms, I think we don't need to overinterpret it. Take it literally, it's not a formation from the 3 realms, she added cautiously. What do you mean? I asked. I mean, this formation originates outside the 3 realms. Zhang Baisui himself may not even be from the 3 realms, Thunderstrike bamboo said. I was stunned. I didn't know much about Zhang Baisui. Ever since he entered my life, he had been mysterious. It seemed everything had been arranged long ago. Could there be an unknown connection between us? I probably don't understand it as deeply as you do. Don't take it seriously, Thunderstrike bamboo smiled. I couldn't argue. Her idea had made me see the situation from a new perspective for the first time. You're really smart, I praised her. Thank you, she beamed, practically buzzing with energy. After that, she fell silent and shot forward. I sank into thought. Suddenly, I felt the Thunderstrike bamboo sword tremble again, losing stability. I asked urgently, how long have you been flying? 10 days, she replied weakly. I was stunned. The 10 days had passed while I was lost in thought. I looked around. Everything was gray and dim. It looked like a pristine forest location no one had ever set foot in, with trees taller than mountains. Giant black demon fruits hung from the branches, larger than water jars. On the ground lay piles of rotten demon fruit. No one was harvesting them, ripe fruit simply fell and rotted away. No signs of anyone's presence anywhere. Clearly, we were close to the demon realm's forbidden area. That was why no one dared approach. I immediately ordered Thunderstrike bamboo to rest. Sir, I can still keep going, she said. Thunderstrike bamboo, I order you to rest. I said severely. Okay. She gratefully landed on a large tree to rest. After 2 hours, her energy had recovered significantly, and I finally felt reassured. She resumed leading me onward toward the edge of the demon realm. On the 13th day, I finally saw a patch of chaos on the horizon, like the boundless void from the space rift long ago, yet it still had no end. For half a day, even the flow of air had ceased in the void. It felt like a dead end. The demon realm's edge was right ahead. Thunderstrike bamboo slowed down, and I squinted to gaze. Laws of the universe distorted my vision in the void, obscuring what lay beyond. Thunderstrike Bamboo suggested we go invisible to avoid alerting any nearby enemies. I refused. Against powerful beings like Li Tianwan with his pagoda or the Demon Emperor's primordial spirit, invisibility wouldn't help much. It was better to conserve energy. She understood and nodded. I wondered, what exactly lay at the demon realm's edge? Just then, the little fox who had been unconscious for 13 days woke up. She climbed out of my pocket. Daddy, I'm sure the third Empress Princess is inside there. This was a crucial moment in the plot. I had to think carefully and write 2 chapters today. If the little fox was this sure, then it was definitely true. The question was, in such a vast demon realm edge, where was the third Empress Princess being held? I urged the little fox anxiously. The longer we delayed, the greater the danger to the third Empress Princess. The little fox, just waking up, shook her head and closed her eyes again. 3 minutes later, she opened them once more. Daddy, the third Empress is right ahead. There's a big cave. Thunderstrike Bamboo. I shouted. Swish. Thunderstrike Bamboo swiftly flew off. In less than half an hour, I saw a huge black hole from afar. The cave's mouth was pitch dark, like a gateway to the underworld, spreading an eerie aura. My eyes flickered with unease. I felt something strange about this cave. Like once you enter, you can't get out. But no matter the danger, I had to go in. The third Empress was close by. I pressed down on the little fox's head. She immediately stopped peeking out. I had to make sure she stayed safe. Before I could say another word, Thunderstrike Bamboo sensed it and flew me into the cave. Swish, I plunged into the vast, unfamiliar cavern. Around me, it seemed endless, yet felt like I could hit a wall at any moment. The feeling was almost identical to the spatial rift I experienced back then. Could this tunnel lead straight to the immortal realm? The cave felt like a phantom, intangible. I strained my sight but could only see about 30 meters. My vision was severely limited. Alarm bells blared in my mind. Glancing back, I saw the cave entrance had vanished, utterly bizarre. It felt like I had fallen into a trap. Suddenly, the little fox screamed, Daddy, someone's behind you. Thunderstrike Bamboo instantly accelerated. This was her first instinctive reaction to danger. Though fast, I still sensed a chilling wind behind me. I whipped around, my expression darkening. A blade, incredibly swift, slashed toward my waist, aiming to cut me in two. Its speed pushed to the limit. My body reacted immediately. A surge of demon energy within me erupted, forming a protective aura. The blade crashed against it with a roar. I was thrown back 20 meters but managed to steady myself. My face grew grim. Thanks to the protective aura, I wasn't wounded. Still, the blade's force was immense. Inside the aura, I felt dizzy and dazed. The surroundings dimmed, the assailant hiding within the shadows. I growled coldly, You really think I can't find you just like that? Boom! No sooner had I spoken than a second blade flew out from the shadows with lightning speed. Too fast to track, ghost-like, I barely reacted. Boom! I was slammed 30 meters away. The demon energy shielded me from harm, but my ears rang painfully. Rage blazed inside me. I sharpened my senses, determined to make the attacker pay tenfold. Before I could spot them, the third blade came. Seeing the furious blade, my eyes flickered in suspicion. No! Someone who can ambush me and is more powerful would have spent significant energy after 2 strikes. But neither blade harmed me. Obviously, they had no effect. Yet this person was willing to waste energy on a third strike? Why? I thought fast, then snapped angrily, Where exactly are you trying to push me? Those 2 strikes had forced me back 60 meters in the same direction. This wasn't just a mere ambush, it was an attempt to drive me somewhere. Did they think I'm like livestock, herding me inside the cave with a whip? I instinctively dodged. However, this attacker was clearly determined. Third blade came again, fast and fierce. I was blasted back 20 more meters. Ears ringing with a roaring buzz, I steadied myself. My first reaction, get out of here. Turning quickly, my eyes went wide, and cold sweat broke out on my back. Less than 10 meters away stood a door. That door, I recognized it instantly. It was the Magic Realm Gate, the enlarged tower gate that appeared after Li Tianwan's avatar used the 7 Treasures luminous tower. This part of the story. I tried to make it exciting, revising details again and again, but got stuck. Can only update normally tomorrow. Seeing the tower gate, my soul felt like it was scared out of my body. Even Thunderstrike Bamboo was stunned. The real 7 Treasures luminous tower had appeared. I was 100% sure this was real. The vividness far surpassed illusions. This was Death's Gateway. If I were thrown inside the tower, I wouldn't even have a chance to rescue the third Empress. Forget escaping. Could the one forcing me inside be the real Li Tianwan? But aren't these dirty ambush tactics supposed to be mine? Did even the celestial greats resort to such foul tricks? This made me rethink Li Tianwang. So, was it really him who kidnapped the third empress? But the numbers didn't add up. The remnants in the heavenly prison matched 3 people? So who exactly were those 3? No time to ponder further, I faced the deathly tower gate and, instinctively, tried to dodge. Sir, it might be unavoidable. Thunderstrike Bamboo's voice trembled. That last blade was so fierce I had been pushed to just 5 meters from the gate. Facing life and death, my eyes flickered as I waved my hand, casually throwing something aside. The next second, demon energy chains shot out wildly. Boom! They crashed into the invisible wall on the left. Buzz! The chains stretched tight. I was only a meter from the tower gate and halted abruptly. The breath of death slammed against me. Cold sweat dripped from my forehead, my back was soaked through. This is the content of segment 5/121. Please follow your logic in processing the following text. Maintain the original paragraph structure, line breaks, and overall layout. Return only the processed result. Luckily, I reacted quickly, or I would have been caught off guard, trapped inside the 7 Treasures exquisite tower. Lei Jiju's voice startled. Whoosh! Another blade flew out of thin air. Clearly, they wanted to force me into the tower, sealing my fate. I was furious. Damn it! Retract! I snarled, wielding the chains like an extending staff, snapping them back to create distance from the tower's gate. As the blade swung down, I slammed the chains against it with all my might. Buzz! The blade emitted a mournful wail. The figure behind the strike appeared, a black demonic blade. Demonic energy swirled fiercely around the sword, with a dull patch on the edge, marks left by the hard chain strike. A chill ran down my spine. The attacker was indeed the Demon Emperor's primordial spirit. Tower-bearing Li Tianwan wouldn't wield a demonic weapon. The Demon Emperor's spirit had spotted my arrival and was using the weapon to push me into the 7 Treasures exquisite tower. But I was utterly stunned. Why were Li Tianwang and the Demon Emperor's primordial spirit both here at the edge of the demon realm? They'd been enemies, yet now they stood in the same place? This meant a monumental event had already occurred here before I got here. Things were getting more complicated. Damn Demon Emperor's spirit! Rage boiled inside me. My eyes flashed with divine light. Suddenly, I spotted a figure about 20 meters to my right. The figure glared coldly at me. I wildly swung out my demonic energy chains. The chains surged forward, then vanished without a trace. This was the furious strike from my 18 dragon style. Boom! The chains sliced the figure in half at the waist, like a sharp blade. The upper and lower halves of the figure began to misalign. Yet I felt no joy. Having cultivated the 10 steps to death technique, I immediately realized this was merely an afterimage. Sure enough, the severed figure slowly dissipated, leaving no trace around. The Demon Emperor's primordial spirit had long since concealed itself, as if never having appeared. My anger was hard to quell. That perfect opportunity had slipped away. It seemed the Demon Emperor now only had his primordial spirit left, but its strength was still formidable. Demon Emperor, you're such a coward. The mighty Demon Emperor stooping to sneak attacks? You're nothing but a beaten dog. Come on, try sneaking up on me again. I roared. If my eyesight were sharper, I'd find him and take him down for sure. Looks like I'll have to go back to the immortal realm and train my vision with the triple-flavored true fire. However, the Demon Emperor's primordial spirit still ignored me, truly patient. Probably from the last time the 3 royal empresses publicly destroyed his body, he's now cautious, not daring to make a single sound. Daddy, the Demon Emperor hid, the little fox inside my pocket whispered. Got it, I said, scanning the surroundings vigilantly. When my gaze fell on the silent 7 Treasures exquisite tower in the distance, I asked, Little one, is Li Tianwang near here? The tower was motionless, like a trap laid in the shadows. Had the Demon Emperor's spirit not just forced me here, I wouldn't have even noticed it. And Li Tianwang himself was nowhere nearby. Why did he set this trap? To block the Demon Emperor's primordial spirit? Or was there another purpose? I had the good fortune to detect Li Tianwang's prepared escape route. He's not here, the little fox replied. Relieved, I retracted my demonic energy chains but didn't dare approach the tower. I instructed Lei Jiju to take a detour. Before rerouting, I flicked my fingers lightly, a faint, transparent thread quietly wrapped around a corner of the tower. Such a subtle action would definitely go unnoticed by Li Tianwang. I was confident in that. With these measures done, I finally felt a bit more at ease. At the same time, I planted spies behind me, prepared in case the Demon Emperor's primordial spirit tried another sneak attack. After all, the Demon Emperor would certainly try to take advantage of the chaos. I wouldn't give him that chance. After flying about 10 minutes, we blindly searched like headless flies till we saw a massive door. It towered like a mountain, taller than the southern heaven gate. Right there before us. I was shocked. Was this the edge of the demon realm? I quickly signaled Lei Jizhu to fly closer. No one was near the door. Could Li Tianwang and the 3 royal empresses have already entered here, taking a shortcut back to the immortal realm? Just as my anger surged, the little fox said urgently, "Daddy, I sense someone coming this way." Not certain, but someone's approaching. Someone arriving even later than me? What was going on? My expression changed instantly. After a moment of thought, I realized there might be a spatial tear here, causing Li Tianwang to become temporarily disoriented after entering, or the 3 royal empresses intentionally led him astray. So, I actually arrived first, beating him to the demon realm's edge. I leaned towards the latter explanation. Li Tianwang's cultivation level made it impossible for him to get lost. The only reason was that the 3 royal empresses deliberately made him lose his way. It was a blessing the 3 royal empresses hadn't been taken away. "Little fox, I'm not sure if it's the 3 royal empresses, but someone's coming," she continued. "This place is strange, it's no wonder the sensing is off." No sooner had she finished speaking than she declared with certainty, "Daddy, it's the pagoda-bearing Li Tianwang." It really was him. "Daddy, what do we do now?" the little fox asked anxiously. Lei Jizhu grew tense as well. "Face him head-on." I made up my mind immediately. No sneaky stealth attacks for Lei Jizhu against a mighty immortal like pagoda-bearing Li Tianwang. That tactic was useless. Trying to ambush him here? My cultivation wasn't high enough. It was like trying to climb to the heavens. I turned around, deciding to face him openly and settle the score. After all, I still held his clone, the ace up my sleeve. But before that, I needed to prepare. I released the transparent demonic spirit energy, its thin strands silently weaving into the void. Originally, I planned for Lei Jizhu to go invisible alone. Her invisibility might let her slip past Li Tianwang's detection. But I reconsidered, the risk was too great. Better to have her follow me. Once everything was ready, I pulled out the pagoda-bearing Li Tianwang clone trapped by the demonic spirit energy. I glanced back at the massive gate. Odd, very odd. I thought it led to the immortal realm, but no hint of immortal energy seeped through the crack. Too tightly sealed? I didn't ponder long. Coldly watching the path I came from, I brandished the clone and shouted, "Pagoda-bearing Li Tianwang, I've been waiting for you." Yes, I was declaring war. I was taking back the 3 sovereign empress. The clone began to struggle. Suddenly, a terrifying aura surged like a flood. Boom! The void shattered, and an icy figure emerged. A chilling presence radiated from head to toe. His eyes were as cold and sharp as swords. It was the pagoda-bearing Li Tianwang himself. Completely different from the clone guarding the demon world gate. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The clone struggled more fiercely, but I held it firmly in my palm. It couldn't escape. Li Tianwang narrowed his eyes, unwilling to believe I had beaten him to the punch, and even more stunned that I'd boldly called him out to settle scores. "Long 18, you dare show yourself before me? How arrogant! Since you've come knocking, I'll make you pay for capturing my clone." He stared coldly at me. His eyes scanned the surroundings. "I don't even need to look. I know you laid traps to ambush me. Show me. Let me see what pits you've dug." I remained still. His gaze shifted to the strange ancient gate behind me. His expression changed briefly before masking it. Obviously, the end of the demon world wasn't simple. I looked behind him. Where was the 3 sovereign empress? "Why aren't you attacking yet? Already shaken after being seen through? Lost confidence?" Li Tianwang asked coldly. "Li Tianwang, need me to help set traps for you?" I snapped back bluntly. "Oh?" he sneered. "I bet you're just hiding more tricks. Show me first." "We have no friendship. No time for pleasantries. I'll say this once, give me back the 3 sovereign empress immediately." I stared him down, raising the clone trapped by the demonic spirit energy. Li Tianwang's face remained expressionless, but his voice sounded strange. "You really expect me to hand her over to you?" I stared him down. Though the clone couldn't kill him, it could injure him. More importantly, I had a way to manipulate his fate with divination. Fate is invisible and intangible, but immensely powerful. Once altered, it could cause relentless troubles at best, heavenly punishment at worst. But it would come at a great cost to me, a backlash that would harm myself. Harm the enemy 10,000, lose 7,000 myself. But if it came to a do-or-die showdown, what did I have to lose? "You think holding my clone lets you control me in bargain?" Li Tianwang said calmly. "I can create dozens of clones with a single yawn. Then come and try." I showed no fear, beginning to manipulate the demonic spirit energy. He showed no reaction. I was ruthless. The demonic spirit energy rapidly shrank, ready to strike. I could feel the clone in my hand being crushed painfully. Its bones were probably already shattered. But pagoda-bearing Li Tianhuan's expression didn't change. Instead, he sneered, "Is that all you've got? I don't feel a thing. Keep going." He was actually waiting to watch me perform. I remained composed but was internally shaken, never expected his actual strength to be this overwhelming. I had thought the clone attacks would hurt his true body, but the damage was negligible. It wouldn't achieve my purpose. I had to switch tactics immediately, using my full yang energy as ink to directly alter his fate. I wanted to see if he was truly afraid. When a surge of thick yang energy poured from my fingertips, Li Tianhuan's face finally changed. "Long 18, what do you intend?" Clearly, he realized I was getting serious. I sneered. "What? I can't hurt your true body directly, but I'll use my divination mastery to alter your fate. You sit high in the immortal realm? Perfect, let me knock you off that pedestal and make you taste bad luck. Once fate is shifted, do you really think your attack on the demon world will succeed this time?" Heavenly Marshal Li frowned. "You think I'd believe you can change my fate? There are those who can, but you're definitely not one of them." "Then let's see," I said. I began drawing a chi talisman, and a rune larger than a person appeared. His expression slightly changed. Finally, a hint of fear showed in his eyes. It seemed he was afraid I might alter fate and that this upcoming demon realm battle would end in a crushing defeat. That was a responsibility he couldn't afford to bear, so he had to tread carefully. Just as I continued casting, a sparkle flashed in his eyes. Suddenly, he said, "I didn't expect you, Long Shiba, to really go all out and risk everything. Want the third empress?" "I'm not joking," I replied coldly. "Fine, you want her. But I have a condition," Heavenly Marshal Li said. "Want my clone? Fine. Let me meet the third empress first, and I'll return your clone." Though he might change his mind later, if I met the third empress first, I had a chance to save her. After all, I was prepared. Besides, I still had a trump card I didn't want to use. The clone must be returned, no argument. Heavenly Marshal Li said calmly, "The condition is you voluntarily enter the 7 Treasures Linglong Tower. If you go in, I'll return the third empress. If you refuse, keep casting. But with your cultivation, it'll be tough to succeed. Want to test it? Long Shiba, the choice is clear. You either enter the tower or not." Hearing this, my eyes flickered with shock and doubt. Heavenly Marshal Li actually wanted me to enter the 7 Treasures Linglong Tower? I hadn't expected him to set such a condition. Did he think I was stupid? Or easily fooled? Once inside the 7 Treasures Linglong Tower, there's no coming out. I had encountered his hidden traps before, secretly concealed within the tower. What exactly was he after? I was still unclear. But this condition made me suspicious. I stared at him and asked, "Marshal Li, are you the only ally at the end of the demon realm?" "No," he answered coolly. "Really no one else?" My gaze sharpened. Heavenly Marshal Li sneered, "Long Shiba, made your decision? I promised to return the third empress, and yet you're backing down? Not even willing to pay a little price? Thunderstrike Bamboo, move." I decisively withdrew the spell. "Sir, really leaving?" Thunderstrike Bamboo was stunned. "Yes." Thunderstrike Bamboo was puzzled but quickly caught on and swiftly flew away with me from the edge of the demon realm. "Little fox, aren't we saving the third empress?" she asked, confused. I left suddenly, even she didn't understand. Heavenly Marshal Li sneered but froze, utterly bewildered by my abrupt action. We had just been negotiating terms, then I just ran off. This must have shocked even the Jade Emperor. "Long Shiba, you don't want to save the third empress anymore? Did you wet your pants just hearing about the 7 Treasures Linglong Tower? You were just saying you'd get the third empress back. Is that your resolve to save her? Pathetic." Heavenly Marshal Li's face was full of mockery. I ignored him and told Thunderstrike Bamboo to fly along the demon realm's edge. Within seconds, we were thousands of meters away. His tone shifted from mockery to anger as he shouted, "Long Shiba, you coward. I misjudged you. Don't want the third empress anymore? You're playing me for a fool." He was furious, his gaze cold as a blade. But he didn't pursue. Only after 3 miles did I tell Thunderstrike Bamboo to stop. Still no chase. I felt puzzled, but the answer gradually became clear. "Sir, are we not saving the third empress?" Thunderstrike Bamboo asked hesitantly. "Baba, we can't waste effort. If entering the 7 Treasures Linglong Tower means going in together, then even if it costs us our lives, we'll save her," Little Fox said earnestly. When will you two realize the problem? I asked. What problem? Thunderstrike Bamboo was stunned. Baba, I don't get it. Little Fox looked even more confused. The third Empress isn't really in Heavenly Marshal Li's hands. I revealed my suspicion. That's impossible. That doesn't make sense. Little Fox and Thunderstrike Bamboo were shocked. Little Fox, how do you know? I asked. When he showed up, I thought he captured the third Empress, though I never saw it. But his condition that you voluntarily enter the Seven Treasures Linglong Tower is suspicious. Baba, what's wrong with that condition? Little Fox asked. Exactly. I nodded. Little Fox, you still don't get it? That's a normal condition. Thunderstrike Bamboo said. Heavenly Marshal Li wants to get you for free, using this chance. If you don't agree, he'll go after the third Empress to force you into the tower and save her. I nodded. At first it seemed fine, but the more I think about it, the stranger it gets. If the third Empress was truly in his hands, why wouldn't he show her to threaten me first? Instead, he dangles a carrot first and sets conditions. It's the wrong order. Wanting cake and still drawing a cake? Obviously, he's trying to fool me. I said in one breath. The little fox's eyes widened, and Lei Jiju was stunned for 10 seconds, then puzzled. Sir, your thinking is unique. It might be right, but not necessarily 100%. What if Li Tianwang with the pagoda was afraid the third Princess Empress would escape, so he didn't let her out first? That's why I just asked him how many accomplices were at the edge of the demon realm. He said he was the only one. From that, I'm certain the third Princess Empress isn't in his hands. I said firmly. There's something off about his answer? Lei Jiju was even more confused. I asked the little fox, do you remember how many people you sensed in the prison? 3, the little fox answered. Right. At that time, 3 people kidnapped the third Princess Empress. But Li Tianwang with the pagoda is alone now. The numbers don't add up, meaning it wasn't him who took her. The little fox was stunned. Lei Jiju was too. Sir, you're incredible. Anyone else would have been fooled by now. Yeah, Dad, I thought we were doomed, didn't expect he was lying to us. So mean. The little fox huffed angrily. Do you two remember when the Demon Emperor's primordial spirit attacked, and we unexpectedly found the 7 treasure exquisite pagoda that Li Tianwang had secretly placed? Remember. Remember. The little fox and Lei Jiju answered in unison. I continued, on my way here, I kept wondering why Li Tianwang secretly put the 7 treasure exquisite pagoda there. I initially thought he wanted to use it to block the Demon Emperor's primordial spirit or me. But it turns out I overestimated myself. Li Tianwang never intended to use the pagoda to block the Demon Emperor's spirit or me. The little fox and Lei Jiju asked in unison, then what did he want? To intercept someone else. I replied. Someone else? They looked even more puzzled. I nodded. When I arrived, I deliberately left a trace of demonic energy on the pagoda. Through that energy, I detected 4 energies passing nearby, and the pagoda started moving. Clearly, it was waiting for those 4. The little fox looked confused. Which 4? Lei Jiju also looked a bit dizzy. I said slowly, there were 3 energies in the prison, plus the third Princess Empress, that's 4. Actually, when you said 3 energies in the prison, little one, I should have realized then, the ones who took the princess weren't the Demon Emperor's spirit or Li Tianwang, but someone else. The little fox was stunned, Lei Jiju shocked. I guess when Li Tianwang brought his men to the prison, he unexpectedly ran into those 3 mysterious people abducting the princess. He immediately gave chase, but they used flying techniques. Li Tianwang and his 36 men had to split and pursue on 2 routes. The 36 were fooled. Only Li Tianwang caught up here. He found the demon realm's edge strange, feared those 3 might escape, so he used the 7 treasure exquisite pagoda to block the way back. When he ran into me, he thought I was an unexpected wildcard and tried to trick me into the pagoda. I sneered, Li Tianwang is really cunning. If I hadn't thought it through, I'd have fallen into his trap. The little fox's eyes popped. How did you figure it out? I guessed, I said, can't guarantee 100%, but I'm pretty sure, like 80 to 90%. Lei Jiju asked, who are those 3, then? I shook my head, don't know. Just know that, like Li Tianwang, they got lost as soon as they entered. I felt lucky to be here. But the demon realm's edge had become complicated. The Demon Emperor's primordial spirit, Li Tianwang with the pagoda, the mysterious 3, and me, Long Shiba, I was caught between 4 forces, strangers who converged here. What should we do? Lei Jiju and the little fox looked worried. Wait. I said. Wait? Right. I plan to let Li Tianwang use the 7 treasure exquisite pagoda to catch those 3 first, then I'll move to rescue the third Princess Empress. With 4 forces gathered, I must stay hidden. Li Tianwang didn't chase me, meaning he realized the three passed his pagoda. I just have to wait for him to make a move. No matter how dangerous the demon realm is, I, Long Shiba, will save the third princess empress. Just then, through the trace of demonic energy, I sensed Li Tianwang had moved forward. He was about to act. Obviously, he knew the moment was critical and was preparing to seize the third princess empress. Lei Jizhu, it's up to you now, I said solemnly. At first, I thought Lei Jizhu's invisibility technique was useless against such a high-level opponent in a top-tier fight. I planned to take on Li Tianwang myself, but with four forces at the demon realm's edge, the situation turned. I had to change my plan. No problem, Lei Jizhu said. I'll use my strongest invisibility, up to 500 meters, lasting 20 minutes. Looks like he's burning a lot of spiritual energy. Isn't that too much? I asked. No, Lei Jizhu replied. Good. That range and time should be enough. I nodded. As soon as the pagoda-bearing Heavenly King made his move, I seized the moment while the three were distracted to rescue the third empress. Let's go. We're moving now, I said. The sword of thunderstrike bamboo shimmered with a golden-green glow, enveloping me as the invisibility spell activated, making my presence vanish instantly. The little fox held its breath and obediently hid inside my pocket. Thunderstrike bamboo immediately carried me swiftly toward the seven-treasure exquisite pagoda. Guided by a strong sense of direction, we soon arrived back at our destination, and I keenly sensed danger. Squinting, I spotted the scene from a distance. Thunderstrike bamboo, let's stop here for now. We need to be careful. A flash of caution crossed my eyes. By sight alone, I recognized the pagoda-bearing Heavenly King. Besides him, there were four other figures. Three emanated a bluish-gray, misty aura, gender indistinguishable, enigmatic and mysterious. The fourth figure was unusually bulky, tightly wrapped in a teal leather sack. On the sack were talismans I'd never seen before. What's more bizarre was that the talismans seemed to carry array powers. Extremely strange. Though the sack looked plump, the contours of a woman's figure were faintly visible. I was certain the person inside was a woman. But whether she was the third empress, I was only about 70% sure. Little one, is the third empress really inside that sack? I asked instinctively. Yes, Dad, the third empress was captured by them, the little fox replied angrily. A cold gleam flashed in my eyes. Those three severely underestimated the third empress, casually stuffing her in that sack, and bringing her here like she was nothing. Treating the third empress like trash? Just carrying her around like that? The sack was completely still, which meant the third empress was barely clinging to life. I was filled with a mix of fury and dread. If her soul remained intact and her cultivation unscathed, how could such a tiny sack restrain her? How could the third empress endure such humiliation? And there was no way she would be easily abducted by these three. They were brazenly overstepping, pushing her to the brink of despair. If it weren't for them, I would have given her the immortal elixir long ago. She would have recovered by now. They ruined everything. My wrath erupted furiously. If the pagoda-bearing Heavenly King didn't kill them today, I vowed I would avenge the third empress myself. What was their scheme in breaking through the formation to kidnap her? I watched the three closely, and kept my eyes on the pagoda-bearing Heavenly King as well. At this moment, four powers were manifesting at the edge of the demon realm. Me, those three, and the pagoda-bearing Heavenly King. As for the demon emperor's primordial spirit, its whereabouts were unknown. Judging from the confrontation between the pagoda-bearing Heavenly King and the three, it was clear these three were not from the celestial realm. Very suspicious. Who exactly were they? No matter who they were, anyone who dared mess with the third empress would surely die. Just as I was pondering, the pagoda-bearing Heavenly King spoke coldly. This is the demon realm. What are you doing here? The three didn't answer. One of them hissed through thin lips, Pagoda-bearing Heavenly King, this doesn't concern you. Step aside. That voice sent a brutal chill down my spine. I hadn't heard that voice before, but it carried a ruthless edge. I suspected this person had been tormenting the third empress along the way. The pagoda-bearing Heavenly King's expression darkened. Step aside? Who do you think I am? I've been chasing you all the way here. Why would I give up so easily? I'll tell you the whereabouts of my 36 men, but only if you step aside. You wouldn't want your men to get hurt, right? The person threatened. The pagoda-bearing Heavenly King remained unmoved. Why should I care? They're weak. 36 chasing one and yet they couldn't catch you. You've led them on a wild goose chase, and now they've landed in the demon lair. It's just the punishment they deserve.